Hello again everybody, welcome back to another video. This time we've got a layout update for you now. I didn't have a layout update video planned, but yeah, I just got to working, things progressed, and this is what we have for you. We're going to be a local update, but we'll save that one for a little bit later. So yeah, some big changes on the layout. I got my finger out and I just cracked on with some modelling. And I'll show you the first thing I did before we get down to the bigger part. But I now have the embankment finished, so the only thing left to do was this end. It was modelled maybe up to about that signal, so I've just gone around and got it all done. So that's mainly hanging basket liner overgrowth that's knocking around everywhere. The little picnic area, some static grass, a couple of benches, a few trees here and there. So the only thing really missing from this end is some buffers, but I need a few sets of buffer stops, so I'll have to get hold of some of those. But yeah, finally glad to get the embankment done. It all now you know, goes along quite nice. So that's one little job out of the way. And then whilst I was in my modelling groove, getting that done, I've made a start on the centre of the board, so the big common barn yard down in the middle. And it's really took off. I mean, I haven't left it alone this week. I've started and I've just carried on and carried on and carried on and got as much done as I felt like I could before showing you. So I'll probably just pan out, I reckon. And as you can see, we're a good, you know, the back half now is a good way complete. So yeah, I mean, let's try to see what's going on. I'll move this actually for now. Right, so I've been wanting to have a go with some of the DAS modelling clay. I followed Chris Navard for a hell of a long time, and you know, the yard areas he does and layouts he does using the clay are, you know, absolutely phenomenal. And I've always wanted to give it a pop. Mate of mine, he's doing an engage layout and he's also used some DAS clay, so got hold of some of that as well and started having a go. Now basically the idea is that you ballast as normal, and then you smear the clay over the ballast, and it just creates a more smoother finish. So like you see on yards and things where they've built up with muck and all sorts in between the ballast, and it just also it creates this, like it's levelled it out, you know, and it's up to the rail tops. And this is what I've been wanting to have a go at. Now I will say it has not been my most favourite of tasks, and I will not be doing it again. I've got to grips with it eventually and managed to find a look that was okay-ish, but yeah, I won't be doing it again. I'll just be sticking to normal ballast from now on, or just infilling it with concrete, you know. I even had a chat with Chris Navard this week about it. He talked me through it the best he could through message, and I just went for it. So if I come in a bit closer, hopefully you can see that, you know, the tops of the rails are levelled out a bit more with this clay. And I mean, it's an okay look. When I first laid it down, I painted it up, I hated it, you know, I absolutely loathed it, it was awful. But like I say, I just persevered and just went with it. So that's what's built up in between all the tracks. If I show you these tracks at the front here, I mean, this is before it's modelled over the top, so you get the idea. It just covers up all your sleepers a bit more and just gives a different appearance. So it's okay. So yeah, I persevered with it, and pretty much every track on here bar the point work I've done the same treatment with. There's a mass of different washes, paints, there's some textured paint in there, there is all sorts, just to try and get the right appearance I was after, and thankfully the mixture of it all has kind of given me what it is I was wanting. And then once I'd got the track sorted, it was down to the overgrowth. Now I've always planned on having this yard massively overgrown, so the static grass is heavily evident everywhere. It's in between the rails, there's a mixture of some little grass tufts in there as well. I've gone for the more coarse, darker green overgrowth along the back, so we've got the hanging basket liner there in that kind of recess, and then the more lush stuff over there. There's a mixture of things in there. There's the moss basket stuff I got from Poundland, there's some woodland scenics, bush type things, and that's really how I do my greenery and scenery. I do think you need a mix of different types of things to create a natural look, so that's what we've gone for. The point work, as you can see there and over here, the point work on these two back sidings for now is left untouched. The back of this yard is powered, so I wanted to take a bit more care with the point work, not to be you know, filling in with ballast or glue or paint, so they won't be left untouched. I may go in there with the airbrush and, you know, lightly, gently give them a blow over with a hobo dark colour. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it now. It took me a little while to get happy, but yeah, we've done it. So we've got some old rail here just chucked at the side of this yard. Got a workman here making his way over from the fueling point. So the fueling point, I took the clay up to the edge of that just to try and blend it in a bit more. The whole thing was given washes of browns and rusts and blacks. The piping is just some very thin, like speaker wire that I've just cut up, so that'll go for a couple of black ones and a red one. And there's just some little detailing parts around, so there's a couple of fuel barrels knocking around at the back. We've got the point lever in there, and then we've got the two workmen having a gas. So really happy with this area now, really happy. And the static grass continues here and there, in and around the other tanks and whatnot. The wooden platform, that will be detailed a bit more in due course, but for now it's just had some very dark brown washes put over it. And then if we make our way through the yard, so if we traverse this point, you'll see here we've got the shunting tractor that's just paused for now. And then we come into the steamy area, if you like. So we've got the coal staves. So down in the coal staves we now have a couple of coalmen, a couple of merchants, whatever you want, working around here. I do need some coal to you know, scatter around. This area is left untouched on the rails because yeah, I'm waiting for the coal. The little piece of track here, now for those of you who can't remember, I had decided that I was going to have a tanker supplying the water. Now I've taken inspiration here from Peak Rail. Peak Rail have a couple of water tanks. Well, they're not even water tanks, they're a couple of old fuel tanks that are just sat on some pieces of rail, and that's how they top the water up on the steam locos. So I'm going for the same thing here. Need to do a bit of detail and modifying to the tanker, basically just some gravity fed piping, and then that'll be good to go, and then I can finish off the scenery and the ground cover around this area. So we've got plenty of coal sacks knocking around the hut. The crane's made its way in down there. Shed area, just some overgrowth around the shed for now. A little narrow gauge track, we're going to have that all overgrown. We've got an old tippler wagon there that's just been left to rack and ruin. So I might not take the overgrowth all the way over the narrow gauge track, but that's how we're heading. And then down the back here we've just got some old scrap motors knocking around back at the shed. Not saying they'll stay, but that's where they are for now. And then down this end we've installed the old scratch built shed. That was on the old layout. So it's progressing. It's progressing nicely if we look from this end. Yeah, it's looking good. The rest of the layout is a mess whilst all this has been going on, as you can see. Bottles, paints, glues, little Henry Hoover, absolutely all over. But yeah, need a mess, a bit necessary, isn't it? So I'm very happy, and at the minute I'm quite eager to get the yard finished. So one thing to point out is the tunnels or the bridges. Every bridge I am leaving because I need to work behind the embankment as well. I want to do some scenery and model on the other side. So just to give an illusion that there is something round there. So I've left the bridges for now. This one actually, if I just move this tank out of the way and try and get you in low enough, I've placed a piece of rail around the back to give the illusion that there's another siding round there. So I'll get that modelled in as well, and hopefully you get what I mean now by, you know, just create an illusion of something around the back. As well as all the major scenery changes, one thing I did do was I lifted the entire inner loop. When I built this, I spaced the track using some very long coaches, the longest coaches I had, and I thought that'd be enough. But when you use some rather long DMUs, you can't use two at once because there was some very slight clipping on the corners. So the entire inner loop has been lifted and the whole thing was shifted back about a centimetre. So it's freed up a lot of space now on the corners to be able to run two full length trains. And as well as that, in doing that, we've upgraded controllers. So I got this off my mate, brand new Gauge Master double track controller, far better than the Batman ones I was using. So that powers both loops now, and then the Batman ones we can use for the embankment and yard. So there you go, a lot's been going on, a lot's been happening. Hopefully next time you look I'll have the yard pretty much finished, or as finished as I can get it anyway. Prepare yourself for a lot more overgrowth around the rails. The front area is probably going to be the most open, so get some vehicles and whatnot in here. But yeah, the rest of the yard I'm looking forward to doing. Next video should be a local update, some stock to show you all, and then I might do a bit of a wagon works because there's a couple of things I've been working on lately to bring you up to speed. But for now, as always, thank you for watching, and please do let me know what you think of the yard as it is for now. So until the next time, thank you for watching, and bye bye.